Fresco Hinos here, so I want to show you some exciting stuff with ChatGPT and using AI to help you write an outline for a presentation in PowerPoint. We're going to do a lot of bells and whistles. I don't want you guys to agonize over this. I'm going to give you a guideline sheet that you can follow. Do the best you can. Your system may not be exactly the same, so try to pay attention to the video and let's see how it goes. I'm not going to fine tune everything. I'm just going to give you a kind of look at the capabilities. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into ChatGPT and I'm going to say create a 5-slide. Okay, we've got our slides coming here. So what I want you to do is to carefully read this. Now you can obviously give it some more prompts to fine tune things, but the basic idea is that it looks pretty solid. I'm going to copy it and then head over to Microsoft Word. So now that I'm in Word, I'm just going to create a new file because I was experimenting with dog health. And go to outlining and then paste the content from ChatGPT into the outline. So now what I want you to do is to clean it up a little bit. So for instance, slide 1, I'm going to just change to the first slide. I just want to be cat health. Cat health, I want to be first level. Okay, so click on the promote button here and you'll have level 1. So that's going to be all the slide titles. Okay, so that looks pretty clean now, right? So the other thing I want to do is make all of these bulleted lists now level 2. Okay, so we're just going to demote those to level 2. You can actually hold down the control key and select them all at once. Okay, so now you get the idea. We have our outline with all of the slide headings as level 1 and then all of the subheads as level 2. Let's see how this works now. What we're going to do is save this, save as, and in order for PowerPoint to read this, you need to save it as a rich text document. So in the file format over here, go to RTF. Okay, and I'll name it Cat Health 1 because I may be doing it again. And I'm going to store it on my Mac. Put it in downloads. Okay, here we go. So that is saved. Okay, we're hopefully done with Word at this point. So now what we're going to do is head over to the desktop version of PowerPoint and make a blank presentation. So in order to import that Word outline, we're going to go to New Slide, pull that down, and there's a control here for Outline. Okay, and I want to go to my downloads, and there it is, Cat Health 1. Click on that, and keeping our fingers crossed here. It looked like it worked out pretty good. Okay, see, I did get a little bit of extra blank slide. You can delete that. This Cat Health 1, I'm going to change to a title slide, so you can go to Layout. Let's make it a title slide. And then that looks pretty good. Just check everything now. Looks good, right? We've got our headings and we've got our bulleted lists as level 1 and level 2. Looks good. I'm happy with it. So now what we're going to do is save this and upload it to your Microsoft account. So if you don't have that, remember FIT gives it to you for free. So log on and create your Microsoft account. So I'm going to go here to File, Save As. And I want to go to Online Locations for this. Let's call it Cat Health 1 again. And I'm going to save it online in my FIT OneDrive. So now what you want to do is go into Microsoft 365. And what I want to do is I'm going to click on the dice, and there is my file, Cat Health 1. So let's open that up. Ports over pretty much the same way. Looks kind of dry, just text, right? And what I want to do is now make it look a little bit nicer, right? So we're going to take a look at a couple of tools here. The first thing we're going to take a look at is something called Designer. So what I want to do is go to Design and then click on Designer. Okay, so it'll analyze the text here, and this is using AI to actually find something that will work. And you can pick any of these. I'm going to go with the video just to be adventurous. Okay, so when we do that, and again, you can start to fine tune things a little bit if you want to change things around or make it a little bit larger. You can certainly do that. I'm not going to put you through all that. Okay, so now that we have that design in there, we can go to the other slides and also click on Designer. And here's where the fun is. You can just kind of go through a lot of these. You can upload your own pictures if you want to. There are also some interesting formats that might use things like icons. Let's try this one, with these icons here. And actually, you can make these even links to other websites. The sky's the limit, right? So I'm going to go into all of the slides here and use Designer to just come up with something that looks pretty branded for the rest of my presentation. So now we have a presentation that looks pretty good, and what we want to do is take a look at another AI tool here that will help you in actually presenting it. So what you do is go to Slideshow, and then there's something called Rehearse with Coach. So this is a great tool. You have to be using the online version because you're using the web to actually do this. And then click on Rehearse with Coach, and I'm going to do Start Rehearsing. So it already is saying here, don't use too many word fillers like Okay, so, and now we can kind of run through it. So it's really important to keep your pet healthy, and there's lots of ways you can do that. Take a look at some of these. Again, kind of looking at me, I'm a little nervous, but you get the idea how this works, right? You go to each slide. You don't want to read off the slides. So a lot of times I would actually edit this down even more. So maybe I would just change this to preventative care, change this to diet, right? So this way you would expand upon it. You don't want to do things like discuss the importance of preventative care for maintaining cat health. No one wants to hear you read to them, right? So the idea is you want to kind of ad-lib it, and then when you're done with that, what's going to happen is it will give you a report. Okay, so here is our report. It told us, first of all, the total time spent was 1 minute and 6 seconds. We did 5 slides. It told me that I used the word a lot. What I want to do is take a breath, pause here. Maybe I use some repetitive language, but you get the idea, right? So this gives you some really good tools on what you could do to improve your presentation. It also gives you an idea of the pace. My pace is pretty good, around 130 words per minute is actually a pretty good speaking pace. It talks about the pitch sometimes, pronunciation. Here's the pitch. I'm kind of monotone. So again, you don't want to be monotone. You want to add a kind of cadence to your voice so you can kind of bring people in and out. Obviously, this is much too much work for a summer class, but if you are interested more in presentation, the class is Multimedia Presentation AC 262. So what I'm going to do actually here is File, Save As, and I'm going to download a copy of Cat Health. Okay, presentation is ready, download. Hopefully that works, right? So there it is. And now I can actually get out of the web version and go back to the desktop version. Okay, so here we are back in the desktop version. You can see our lovely presentation is there. And now what I want to show you is some of the other kind of finishing touches that you can do with this. So what I'm going to do is now go to Slideshow, and what I want to look at is Record Show. Now you can record this with your webcam. You can also just use your microphone if you want. I like the webcam, obviously, so I'm going to go to Record Slideshow. And there I am. So if you don't see yourself, you can pull down these guys. Make sure you're using the right webcam and the right camera. I'm going to adjust this, right? So I don't want to have a lot of headroom, a lot of negative space. Looks weird, right? Think about the rule of thirds. Try to put your eyes right on the upper third of the screen there. You can move this around and resize it later in PowerPoint. So let's just go with it now as it is. So the other thing you want to be careful of too is as you're doing the transitions, make sure you don't talk right away. Make sure the slide is on the screen first so that it doesn't, upcut or miss some of your words. All right, so let's try it. Bear with me again. I really didn't rehearse this presentation. Gives us a countdown. Hi, and welcome to my presentation on cat health. I'm a pet owner, so I really want to keep my pet healthy. And there's a lot of things you want to look for, especially in cats. Some of them are dental health or urinary tract infections, fleas and ticks. Again, you probably want to synchronize this a little better. Go to the next slide. Don't speak right away. So some preventative measures are, expound on them. And sometimes you really need to go to a veterinarian and have your cat examined. So you want to make sure you're choosing the right vet and keep your cat healthy. So now that I'm done, you're going to click End Show. And let's see how it worked. So I'm going to go now to play from start. Hi, and welcome to my presentation on cat health. I'm a pet owner, so I really want to keep my pet healthy, and there's a lot of things you want to look for. So that worked pretty good. And what we're going to do is go to save this as a movie. So if you go to File, Save As, there's a couple of ways you can do this. Again, you can use Export, or you can use Save As. I'll use Export. Okay, so here you go. You've got a PDF chosen by default. You can choose MP4 or MOV. I'm going to go with MP4 on this one. Okay, and then you can choose some of these quality settings. We're going to go with good quality here for online presentation. And I already put timings in there, right? So I'm going to use this, make sure this is checked, because the timings are in there that you did when you did the rehearsal and recorded it. So now click Export, and here's our Cat Health MP4. So let's open it up and see if it works. Hi, and welcome to my presentation on cat health. I'm a pet owner, so I really want to keep my... So it does work, and now that you have this movie, you can actually continue to edit it in a program like iMovie or CapCut, and you can upload it to various platforms like YouTube or Instagram, and you can have that for your presentation then so that anyone can see it.